Another round of applause for Alla, directed by Montserrat Larque. So this film I enjoyed a lot and I laughed quite a bit. I love how it starts with Oscar visiting his town, San Antonio, for his dad's funeral. Tell us how that all got started, what motivated you to create a story such as this?
Well, I wanted to make a movie because yes. So I began to write. I have made some short films and documentaries, but I wanted to make a feature movie. So I began to write. I wrote in now it's more like a little city, but when I was a girl, it was a town. Not that kind of town that is very, I don't know, rural, yeah. But it was a town. So it was very natural for me to write a story in a town. And then I know I wanted to write, to have this writer with his typewriter and the mail. And then once I saw a documentary about a migrant town in Mexico where happens that there are no men. There are a lot of towns with no men. There are a lot of ghost towns now that are completely abandoned. I thought that it was very interesting to integrate that in my story. So I then take the migration theme, getting inside, and then began to write and to rewrite and to rewrite and to rewrite, like 12 times.
And that's all part of the creative process. There's a lot of rewrites.
A lot.
A lot. So in the narrative, we see that the protagonist has a strong connection with his childhood friend, and the handkerchief plays a role in it as well as when he comes back. So tell us how that came about between Oscar and Marta.
I wanted to make a love story, but not only a story of love between this guy and this woman, but between Mexicans and their country, because it's like they're representing that relationship that you can establish with a place that you left behind. And I needed to make that. I wanted he too wants to stay, even when he at the beginning wants to go, and now that he can go, I wanted that he wanted to stay. So I needed to seduce him with a girl and with the town and with the stories. So he wanted at the end to stay.
And these characters are very likable too. I mean, there's a lot that you could see in them that you could probably say, yeah, I know somebody like that. So how did that come about as well, as far as like creating those characters being so rich in their personalities?
Yes, there's a lot. When I was filming, the sound guy, he told me, oh, Montse, what do you think now that, because it was a very, very difficult filming process, really difficult. And the sound told me, are you sure you wanted to work with a lot of characters in the next movie? And I said, no, I don't know. It was very difficult, but it came from, as I came from this town and all my family lives there, I, like a lot of creators, take a lot of the reality and bring it to, and a lot of experiences and a lot of things you see. I live like thinking, oh, that's for a movie. Oh, that's happening for a movie. Oh, I can put it in a movie. Mm-hmm. So I took a lot of personalities. I remember when I was a child, there was a Doña Huicha. Mm-hmm. She has a little store, a candy store, and I used to go with my brother and sister to get some candies, and she was so bad mood every day we went, and his husband was a Don Cande. Oh. And that's where they come. And then I have this girl, Tina, with all these like sexiness and hot mama. It's like the hot mama of the town, right?
Sexuality,
Yeah. So I remembered a person that it's like that spicy girl. But then, with the techniques for writing and to make the story works, well, all that ideas that you get from the reality, you need to put it on a technique writing with a know-how, and then I began to think in female. I don't know how to say. There are like the mother, the horror, the beauty, yeah. So are like personalities that serves in the myths, and then I bring it to the script. So you can see a lot of women, because I wanted that even when we have this masculine character, I wanted that the other character was the town, not only this woman or this other woman. I wanted all the town was like a character, worked like a character. So for that to work, I needed to make all these women that live there, and because I wanted to talk about these different personalities of women, right? And that's why this our character Oscar has a personality that is not is like light, right?
Yeah.
So the other characters, even when there's a lot, they can write.
Yeah, and I found that scene very interesting in exchange with Marta and Doña Huicha when she actually is defending Tina, saying, so you think we're only here just to, have kids and live in your image. Was that something that was intentional, or did you let the actors improvise that scene?
No, all was my way of work is to have super clear the story, because in the moment you're filming, you will have always a lot of difficulties that, the actress talk and she can't say that line, or no, that place you cannot film there, or today is raining, and you have a lot of difficulties. But if you have your story super clear, you then can like improvise things, because you have like your basement so well worked and so well planned that even if you play with the scenes and with some lines, sometimes the actors, we people believe that the actors is like their job, like all our jobs, but no, there are like they really get. It's not that they get into the character. It's like the characters get into their brains. So they transform, and sometimes they can't say a line. Just can't, because they are being that other person, and they don't feel like that's the line that person will say. So I'm very adaptive in my way of work. From the beginning, well, once I have the script, we can play. So from the beginning to the end, because when you're editing, you need to cut a lot of things that you see when you're filming, and it says, it looks great. But when you put it on the movie, it doesn't work. The movie gets boring, and you said, okay, let's cut it. And you need to be adaptive to make that story works.
Yes, and what you were saying about editing is true. There's a lot of great scenes that you film, but sometimes for the pacing of the movie, you say, no, I have to cut certain scenes. But the one that really stands out is during the wedding, when he goes and the little girl says, you're not going to accept God. And he said, no, I just drink a little. How was that, filming that scene like?
That day was the worst of my days, because it is my debut feature, so it was my best time directing a feature, right? We were filming in a little tiny town with 300 population, with no water, with no telephone, not internet.
Wow.
And people tell me, "Oh, did you choose that place because you wanted to your character, that your actors getting character?" And I said, "No, it was terrible. It was terrible not having telephone, not internet for the production, right?" So we began to film, and that day was the first day we have a storm, and I had 108, yes, it was like near 100 persons in the crew and 100 persons from extras. And it began to rain, it was rain. And we were filming in a place, even if our little town was lejos, I don't know how. Far away? This was far away of the far away. And it began to a big storm, and you see these women with their white dresses for the ceremony, the girls. Well, all them were full of mud. Oh, there was their dresses, the real dresses of the people of the town that came as extras with their dresses. There was a child, a woman with a child that it was supposedly to have a baptism in the ceremony. And I was seeing the child and I was, oh my God, he's gonna be sick, he's gonna be die. I was it was very difficult. But we didn't have that much money. So it was a moment of pressure, and I saw everybody like depressing. Like, oh, it's raining. And I said, what? I don't have money. We cannot get depressed and get down. So I asked for the sound guy again. I need a microphone that hears until the other mountain that is in front. And he gave me the microphone, the boom that they used to record, and he told me, that's your microphone. And I began like, come on everybody! And like cheering up everybody, because I said, we're paying all these people, and we don't have money for pay them again, for another day. We came so far, I talked with the cinematographer, what do we do? Okay, let's shoot this way to see all the faces of all the extras, and another day we will shoot the counter art, and we will see the scene that is when Gwendoline is with the red dress and she doesn't want to eat. That was another day. Okay. So it was very difficult, and it was that day after we finished, I took a lot of decisions, like we need to have another camera. We are not going to finish this movie in the time we have and with the money we have. So we need another camera. I need to cut my script. So every day I went to this little town that was an hour from the city I was staying. So I went, filmed, and come back all the nights to cut. I have to cut a lot of pages, like 20 pages from the script every day. I was cutting. All the people was very. They were in a rush because there were days that I don't know. Costume. What do you want for tomorrow? And I said, I know what I want, but it's in my mind. It's not written yet. It will be at night, okay? But don't worry. I know what you need. We need this dress, and for this character we need this. So I needed to have like super clear, even when it was not written yet, I need to have clear in my mind to the other person's good work, right? And that decision was made that day. So it was very difficult. A lot of people, all were wet. We were putting like, I don't know how to say, the Cheetos.
Oh, like a roof, a cover.
Like a little covers, yeah, with our things for the light, for film, and he was like raining, and that day began the rainy season in that town. So they were like days that we were filming outside. We had rent a lot of places in the town. The town was like a studio, so we had the dinner, the Martha's house, the mail office. So we were filming out, and then began to rain, and we go, what can we film here? Oh yes, and get in. Oh, it stopped raining. Go out. So at the end, we finished like that, and I'm very proud that there are only like 2 or 3 gotas. Drops. Yeah, but it rained every day. There were 2 days that we couldn't film, even inside, because there was a lot of water to this inside the houses.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm very proud that we only have 3 drops.
Yes.
And thanks to great editing, we couldn't tell, so congratulations on that. I wanted to open it up to any questions in the audience. Yes? Sure.
So from the beginning of your writing process to the end of the film, how much has it changed, other than the 20 pages that you had to cut? How much has it changed, and throughout that development, did it change for you as well what the movie meant to you, especially since it's your debut film?
It didn't change what the movie was for me, because I wanted to make a story. I wanted to make a movie. It was like a very hard desire I had. But yes, in the writing process, it changes a lot. I went to study, and I remember that one of my professors, that is like a very well-known scriptwriter, told us that our first version is named the 0 version because it has no value, right? So you only put it and then throw it, and it changed a lot for the good. Because you need to do that the story works, and then with the cut I made during the filming process, but then in the editing room I cut a lot of things, because I don't know, I had a lot of rehearsals with the actors, and okay, we have rehearsals, everything, and then go to the set, and then okay, we will put the camera here and the camera there. But when I saw it, and I said, no, cut. Here, the people will change the channel, no, and redo it there in the set. So it's very different to be. I now understand the difference between to write and be a script writer, and what do you look for your work as a script writer, than for direct. And the most important thing to me is the script. But I think that the script must serve to the story, not the story to the script and less to the script writer, right? But yes, it changed a lot.
Any other questions from the audience? Yes, sir. Yes, you at the time.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Was naming the place San Antonio in any way like a reference to to San Antonio in Texas?
No, hear this story. In Mexico, there's a legend, yeah, that if you have no boyfriend, you need to take a Saint Antonio, and put it on his head, and you tell to him, if you don't, I will bring you back to your feet until you give me a boyfriend. So that's why the name of the town is San Antonio.
Oh.
I actually have 3 questions for you. Who's Ricardo? What
My
part-
husband.
Your husband. So he pushed you to make this.
Totally. From the first time I said, I want to make a movie, I realized I don't know how to write a script. I want to go study out from Mexico. Let's go, let's find. he has been like my sponsor, emotional support, everything. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And other question, what part of Mexico was that? I saw Jalisco.
Yeah, it's Jalisco, that it's near, maybe you have heard from Guadalajara. Nobody in Guadalajara knows this little town that is named Villa de Cuerámbaro. And it's near Tequila.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I will be screening this movie for them on April. So I'm super happy to bring them the movie I made in their town. It's a little town. We have no water to drink, so yeah, and they were very generous, but now I know that they are filming right now the fourth movie in the little town. So it's good because they are making, developing and making money, and they are happy because they are beginning. I think that they was like, we hate.
Right.
And that's all the time we have for the question and answers portion, but I just want to say thank you for coming to Houston and the Houston Latino Film Festival and the 8th annual to show your film, Alla. Round of applause for Montserrat Larque. Thank you.
Thank you very much for our sponsors and to the people and to the Houston Film Festival. It's very important to us, the filmmakers, to have the opportunity to share our stories not only because it gives sense to the job of the director and the scriptwriter and all the people that are in the credits, but also to people like me that are beginning our career, right? It's very important. So I always applaud the efforts that the film festivals make to bring us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.